Josh Whedon. One of the things about coming up here is, has been, and going to other cities is about sending a strong message that, yeah, we are actually people, we have families, we pay rent or mortgages, we need health care and pensions and all those things that people hope to have. And, there's also been a lot of talk about our negotiators being, out of touch and the lust for, Patrick Vaughn has a lust for power. And he's a writer. There's his lust for power, he blew it a long time ago. But, I just wanted to clarify a few things, First of all, being able to come here and talk to you guys personally, like you see that, we are actual people. Talk a little bit about what's going on in negotiating. There's basically two major platforms that, we've been looking at. They're very simple. The first is new media, that, whatever the new media is, if it's, the internet or phones or elevators or wherever it is, that people who create it get a piece of it, that they're able to make a sustainable living. That's number one. And number two, that dragons should be real. Because we're normal people. I think that everybody has the right, to have, a basic wage, to be paid for something they create, and to ride their own awesome, not a lame peace drag. I guess that brings me to my second point. But first of all, let me say, again, we're reasonable people. The studios said they would need 3 years to study dragon building technology. And we know they had the resources, but, we took that off the table. We said, okay, we'll go with basic human rights instead. Okay, do that. But, there's a thing maybe later. It's the other thing that I really here to convey, not just to you guys, but to the whole world, to all the other writers, and particularly to the studios. Writers are completely out of touch with reality. Writers are a crazy person. We create conflict for a living. We do this all the time, sometimes on a weekly basis. We create horrible, incredible circumstances and then figure a way out. That's what we do. And, the AMPTP really expected us to sort of fall apart, to get bored, to not care, to start fighting with each other or calling each other names like Rob. That was never going away. And the fact of the matter is, they didn't count on just how crazy we can be. We're from the people that make these stories. We think that Mr. Deeds went to town, Mr. Smith went to Washington, and that it is in fact a wonderful life. Yeah, I think those guys, by the way, the movies, they watch it, It's a Wonderful Life, and they all cry, because they're like, why no better still has all the money? Just make it down, really. This is beautiful. But let me just say one thing. The crazy guy, you can beat that guy. Okay? Because that guy doesn't get it. He doesn't get that those people own the entire media, that they own the entire structure of Hollywood, that thanks to vertical integration, there are now basically 6 people in charge of everything. They have billions and billions of dollars and all the resources and all the studios. We don't care. We have something else. We got crazy eyes. And we have stories. And believe me when I say, they don't. I've seen some of their press releases. They may be fables, but they're not very good. We have you guys. And that's something they really didn't count on. Talk about needing to study the internet. They needed to study a way to make money off of it, even though they already are. That's really weird. What they forgot to study was the fact that it's created a community between us together so that the union can be stronger, because every single one of us can contact every single one of us at any moment. Between us and you, because I've been hearing from you for the last 10 years. We know each other, we know what you want, and you've been hearing from us, and between you guys together. There is an audience now that understands it is a part of what is going on. It has a voice, and you guys are that voice, and they forgot about all of that. And that's fine by me. I'll take crazy over stupid any day. We have the technology. We can rebuild it. Here's the thing, we have the technology. We have the stories. We have the fans. Sooner or later, they're going to figure out that the one thing we don't have may be the one thing we don't need. When you take what has always been considered a necessary evil, the studio system, and you take away the word necessary, you're pretty much just left with one thing. So I'm going to say to you right now, I'm ready to break ranks with the other writers, and I'm ready to make a deal. And actually, I think they can have everything. They can have the entire media, they can control everything, they can turn all of the writers into wage slaves, they can continue to crush the middle class and squeeze it out of this country as a concept entirely. They can do everything they want when I get my dragon. Until then, we're not going anywhere. What's possibly the difference? So, a lot of people have asked me why are the writers striking. There's a lot of people being put out of work. And I want to just say, you know, however crazy we may be, we're not cavalier. This isn't easy for a lot of us. This isn't easy for any of us. Everybody wants to tell stories. Some people are in fear of their jobs. There are a lot of people in other unions who are not working because of this strike. But when people ask me why we went on strike, I'm always shocked. This strike was forced upon us, and it was forced upon us as part of a plan. Not a good plan, but a plan that has had a very specific purpose, a plan that has had a very specific script that they have been following. They meant to come to the table and walk out, and they meant to do it again right before Christmas in order to break us. They're trying to break the union, and anybody who cares about working people in America has to know that that's all they're trying to do. Do you ask the writers why they went on strike? Do you ask the levee why there's a flood? No, you ask why somebody didn't make it stronger before the flood hit. Well, we understand. The flood is here, and we will be stronger, because we know if we break, the writers break, every union below them breaks, and sooner or later, everybody breaks. It matters. We all know it. More is at stake here than has been at possibly any strike before. We absolutely will not fold, and we thank you guys for supporting us in this, because that's what's going to keep us going. Thank you.